Hello Michelle, my name is Alyssa. Today I'm going to teach you how to clean your new trombone. I broke apart the video in certain steps and increments just so that I could make everything faster and so that I could put everything into the video. So I apologize if I repeat myself or if I don't say something. I should say everything that I need to right now. So for this, you'll need 2 towels, one to set the trombone on when it's coming out of the tub wet, one to actually wipe it off with. You're going to need your cleaning snake, which you can get at any music store. You're also going to need a mouthpiece cleaner, which I don't have one to provide for you, so you'll have to get that too. And a spray bottle. That's just a standard spray bottle, but there are particular spray bottles for instruments that you can also get at the music stores. You are going to need this stuff. It's called Trombone. Of every slide lubricant that I've ever tried, Trombone is definitely the best there is. I took a trombone cleaning lesson actually from a trombone teacher from the U of M, and he taught us strategically how to use Trombone. If you want, you can get tuning grease or cork grease for the tuning part of the trombone. I just tend to use the Trombone still, which I'll show you later, and I'll explain why I prefer the Trombone up there as well anyway. And the last thing you'll need is a little bit of dish soap, because your next step is to fill up the bathtub with lukewarm water and just put a little bit of dish soap in it so that you can set the trombone in to let it soak. So when I started cleaning it, I didn't realize that I still needed to show you how to do it, so it's already partially in the bathtub. So essentially when it's in its case, you have these 2 parts that are still together, and you have the horn itself, which looks like one piece, but actually the horn comes apart right up here at the top. This is called the tuning piece. So that comes out, and you can put that in the bathtub. You can put the mouthpiece in the bathtub, and you put this in the bathtub, and then this comes apart as well. Comes all the way apart. So you just put the separate pieces in the bathtub as well. And when you are putting it in the bathtub, the water should be lukewarm, and you don't need to fill it up any more than that. You can just, if you want to get more of this underwater, just flip it over, and it works really nicely. So now that your trombone has soaked for half an hour, you use your snake, your cleaning snake, and you clean out the piping. So for this one, you just stick it in there as far as it'll go, and then I usually just go like this. Until it comes out. And you can use your soapy bath water to help with that. So, and then the same thing goes for the other type of tubing as well. With this one, your snake should go all the way around. And then for the mouthpiece, you use the little mouthpiece cleaner, which is still in the case, but you just stick it in there and go like this to clean out the mouthpiece, and then dip it back in the water. So once you've cleaned out all the tubing, you set it aside, and you can dry it off. This one's kind of bigger, so it doesn't clean out super well. And as far as what end of the snake you use, it doesn't really matter. You can alternate as you feel necessary. This is the last tube I've got here. The thing I forgot to mention was that when you pull the trombone out of the tub and after you've completely run the snake through all the tubing, it's a really good idea to then, if you have a shower head that comes down, to spray it out and spray everything, or if you don't, just turn the shower on and rinse everything off. So that way you for sure don't have any leftover soap residue on the trombone or anything. I didn't videotape that part of me doing that, but that is what you should do. So once you've done that, you just set your snake aside and wipe off the exterior. And then once you're done wiping off the exterior of everything, especially including this, and be very gentle with this piece because if you bend it, it might not fit back in its original piece as well. Then I would advise that you let it sit overnight and completely dry out. So for the trombone, if you look closely, there are these little notches here at the ends, and trombone will last you a very long time. All you do is take a little bit, just the tiniest bit, and this will be good. This will be enough for both sides. And you just rub it around with your finger a little bit. So once you've put the trombone on there, you spray it with water. And then put it back together, and you'll know which way it goes because the lock and the lock will meet up. So from there, you just go like this to start moving it around, and then you go like that. Ordinarily you put tuning grease on here for this top part of the trombone. I think my tuning grease went bad a year or two ago, so I don't use it anymore, and I just use the trombone. I also don't really like tuning grease because it never dries. So the point of a tuning slide is so that you can tune the trombone. And I find that this particular trombone is most in tune about right there. So if there's grease all around here and I'm playing the trombone and I go like this, then the tuning grease gets in my hair. So that's why I don't really like tuning grease. The trombone works pretty well. It's a little weird because it's not really meant for this particular area of the trombone, but the general idea is the same. So you just put a little bit of that on there. And I don't even usually go all the way up just because the trombone tends to be more in tune when it's down there. So you just push this in there, and sometimes it gets sticky, and that would be the case with any trombone. you can just let it sit.